to kill. When the object hits the water, its electrical current would be drawn towards the metal plug hole. H2O by itself isn't a great conductor, but the presence of salt helps. Because the human body contains a high concentration of salt water, electric currents pass right through. Time to unveil the bath-bound bather.
Oh, Jamie, we have always dreamed of such a thing.
I think we're good. Let's do it.
He's perfect.
Our first problem has been encountered.
Well, almost.
His arms fell off.
I say we get some carrots and some celery and have a stew.
2 copper paddles representing the heart are inserted into his chest. Ballistics gel has similar properties to human flesh and should conduct electricity the same way.
This relay is set to be tripped at about 6 volts, which we know from experimentation means that there's about 70 milliamps traveling across the heart.
And it wouldn't be Mythbusters without some pyrotechnics. Adam's rigged up a flash spot to ignite when the current hits 70 milliamps.
We'll get a lethal voltage across the heart of the dummy. It's going to short this wire, poof, and we'll get a nice poof, and we'll all know. And it's instantly reloadable. The Mythbuster way. 3, 2. That was cool. Is that good?
Time for some tests. Appliance number 1, a hairdryer, which does have a ground fault interrupter. If the Mythbusters have created a proper circuit, the hairdryer should cut out the moment it hits the water.
3, 2, 1, go!
But something's not quite right.
Oh, look at the water flowing.
It's pumping. What is our amperage? What's our amperage?
0.95 AC.
What kind of ground fault interruption is this? It's pumping water. I would say that's bad.
Well, the relay didn't trip, and the ammeter didn't show enough amperage to kill somebody. That's it. I think we should try an appliance without the ground fault interrupter next. So what do we got?
Well, we got a radio. All right, give me the countdown, baby.
Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop.
Again, Tori's shell collapses right on cue.
We're up to 1 milliamp now.
1 milliamp, 1/70th of a lethal dose of electricity. Well, that's bupkis, I believe, is the scientific term for that.
Or the Adam term for it. The Mythbusters call in an electrical engineering expert for some advice. It turns out there are 2 faults in the system, Adam and Jamie.
Well, Jamie, I mean, this is just a classic Mythbuster screw-up we've got on our hands. First off, the resistance of the human body in the bath is more like 1,000 ohms rather than the 20,000 ohms that we've got read on the ballistics gel. Then it turns out that electrocution is classified as 6 milliamps across the heart, not the 60 we were originally testing for.
And then I screwed up because I had the multimeter on the wrong setting, and I was measuring voltage instead of amperage, which meant that we weren't getting the circuit grounded.
Talk about getting your wires crossed. It seems that even the Mythbusters can make mistakes. The boys recalibrate the system, and the grounded hairdryer takes another plunge.
2, 1. Well, the ground fault interrupter tripped immediately, thus proving itself a life-saving device.
So now the circuit's working. This older hairdryer doesn't have a ground fault interrupter. On each drop, the amount of current across the paddles is relayed to Jamie's computer.
I'd call that dead. Yeah, what are you reading, Jamie? I'm seeing 8.5 milliamps here across the heart.
This one is dead as a dodo. Well over the threshold.
All right, shall we power down?
So Adam was way off. Forget 70 milliamps, just 6 milliamps surging through a body is enough to cause loss of muscular control, making it impossible to get out of the bath.
Next up, a toaster. Smell the danger. All right, you ready?
Recording.
Okay, pulling in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa. Our friend is toast.
Oh, yeah, 12 milliamps. That's very lethal, totally lethal. Toasters, no good. Next item, one of my personal favorites, the curling iron. Let's go.
What are you, Pee Wee Hermione?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 4.5. It's going to be really uncomfortable.
I think you got out of the bath by now.
You think you can? Don't forget, we've got 4.5 milliamps at the heart. I mean, the rest of your body's going to be like, lethal dose is 6 milliamps, but 4.5's got to suck.
4.5 milliamps, it's a little close for comfort. I think I woun't want to be in there with that.
And now the iron, or as we refer to it around here, Fierro de los Muertos. Wow, that's the highest spike yet. We got 32 milliamps. This thing is literally pumping death into our subject here.
32 milliamps. That's more than 5 times the lethal limit.
Items that had large heating elements are delivering a lot more current, and that's specifically because a heating element is basically a modified short across wire, so it's a lot of exposure to the water.
The Mythbusters also discovered that if the appliance lands closer to the metal plug hole, the dose of electricity is drastically reduced because the current has less distance to travel.
We know that you can be electrocuted. Now we'd like to find out what would happen if you added something like bubble bath to the water.
Will the water's conductivity be changed?
No, that's not as much as it was last time. It's only about 11 milliamps. Last time it was 18, I believe. The soap suds don't help it at all. In fact, it seems like it cut it down. Next up, we're going to try 200 mils of fake urine in the bath.
Their fake wee is just water with salt and food dye added.
Fake wee test in 3, 2, 1.
Well, that's got it. It's just right in the death zone.
And finally, Epsom salts. Remember, salt normally increases water's conductivity.
Big spike.
Wow.
That was over an amp. That'd be huge. You'd be toast. You'd fry. You'd boil.
This from the guy who thought nothing would happen.
I really like this one. We learned a lot on this. You can definitely die if you drop an appliance into the tub.
Oh, absolutely. And surprisingly, it actually turns out that the location of where the appliance falls in the bathtub really has a strong effect on the severity of the shock you get.
And what's in the water will determine how quickly you die.
Everyone always wants to know if we're just busting myths or if we're actually confirming them. And this one, 100% confirmed. Yeah, we're done.